Why was I hungover?
Why were you?
The bottle of wine. We should just start. Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to the It's Time podcast. We're back.
Woo, woo. Oh,
We're back.
The voice being
Ooh,
on.
ooh, ooh. We're back. This is crazy.
Unfortunately.
It's been unfortunately back in the States, but fortunately we're back.
We're back here.
It's been a month almost.
Probably pretty close.
About a month.
Yeah.
I think when this goes out, maybe it's about a month-ish, which is crazy.
You got your laser.
I got my third round of laser.
Sorry, I just caught a glimpse. My ADHD, I had to shut up.
You should have seen it when it was first done. It was gnarly.
Was it?
Each time you go, it's more painful and it takes longer. So the laser gets skinnier, so it goes in more
Deeper.
in depth. Yeah, I guess that works. So this one's
that works.
scabbed quite a bit, but a lot of the ink it's weird because you can actually see the ink start to leave the letter and fall off. It's like it literally your immune system starts to absorb the ink because it identifies it as a pain point.
Yeah.
It's trauma, so it tries to take the ink away to heal you. So it's a really interesting process. Oh. We're good. We're fine. But hello. Oh, I never said.
Yeah, sorry,
I'm Mariah.
Fully interrupted your opening spiel.
It's in our fashion, though. That makes sense. I'm Mariah. This is Kaylee. And this is the It's Time podcast. We took a little time off for our Euro summer. Which our Euro summer was a little over 2 weeks. So not the full summer, but it did the job. Well, we could have used more time probably, but
definitely could have used more time, but
yeah,
we did what we could.
We did what we could. Literally, got back, went straight back into work. Kaylee literally just drove back from a camp. Literally just got home.
Literally just arrived at my house, Mariah baby.
So, but we wanted to get back into the podcast as soon as possible because if you've been here, you know that us coming back means travel episodes, which is our bread and butter and pretty much not why we started. It wasn't why, but it was a big motivation for us to have travel be a huge part of the podcast. And whether we're talking about planning or how to travel on a budget or whatever, or just sharing our travel stories, which is probably our favorite thing to do because we literally just sit and then go through each day of our travels and we share everything pretty much. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I will pretty much share anything on here. I feel pretty safe to an extent. Obviously, maybe not every detail, but we'll share the stories.
You'll know the things.
So, do we want to do any catch-up? I mean, the catch-up is kind of...
Oh.
The catch-up is kind of the travel stories. So.
He's so clingy right now.
He's been alone.
He was alone the whole time we were...
Yeah,
I feel like that was the catch-up.
Yeah, I think it's just let's just preface it of... if you're new, we have a few episodes kind of... I think the one right before this one is... it was a short episode, just kind of I think we shared some travel stories and then just kind of
a Reddit thing.
We did a Reddit thing and then kind of what some bucket list items we had for our Europe trip and then a little...
We did? I don't remember them.
We did. And both of ours was swimming in the ocean in Spain. Which you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait for the Spain episode for that. Because if you are from our group, Portland Girls, Gays, and Theys, and you've seen us kind of tease on our Instagram, some shit went down in Spain. You're going to have to wait for that episode.
Spain was crazy.
Spain was insane. I don't know. Spain's going to be a fucking long one. But...
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to have to split it into two.
We might have to do 2 parts for Spain. Paris, we can definitely do. Paris was amazing too. So you're going to have to wait till the next episode for Spain. But this is going to be our Paris episode. Paris is where we started our Euro summer trip and
we had no intentions of going to
we
Paris
didn't have any
originally.
intentions of going to Paris. Not that we wouldn't want to, but
it just was the cheapest place to fly into.
Listen to our travel on a budget episode because we kind of get into that. What we're going to tell you is this trip wasn't as much on a budget as we hoped for.
It sure wasn't.
Because of Spain. So again, you're just going to have to wait for that. But let's just jump into Paris, shall we?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Do you want to take it away?
Well, I'm gonna try not to spend forever on day one because that's what we did.
We did last time. If you are new or if you aren't new but you haven't listened to our old travel episodes, go listen to those. Those are about 2 years old at this point, which is insane.
Yeah, literally 2 years old. That's crazy.
London, Italy, and France, we have a few travel episodes from our last trip. So in our London one, we talked a lot about the travel part of it. Comfy. I get it. I do. I get it.
Crazy.
He's so content too. His eyes are like rolling back in his head.
Oh, he's like, my mom is here.
Phenomenal.
I'm with my mom.
So yeah, we left on July 3rd.
We did. We want to get the F out of here before the 4th.
Yeah, did not want to be anywhere near the country for the 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did something go wrong at the airport? No, we were just stressing. Well, we were like having trouble getting checked into our flight.
Oh yeah, I think airports, I would just give yourself extra time no matter where you are listening to this. I think airports are just now, we might need to start adapting to like what travel is just like now.
Yeah.
Because of COVID, post-COVID, when everyone, like when we traveled 2 years ago, when everyone was just starting to travel again, it had been 2 years since quarantine, extreme quarantine time. And so everyone just, I think, was feeling like, okay, I think now we can start to travel again. Yeah. So then we like knew going into it, airports are going to be insane. But they were still not horrible, but busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were having trouble getting checked into our flight. We couldn't do it on the app beforehand.
Right. Yeah.
So we had to like go up to a counter and talk to someone, which we really didn't want to do.
We didn't want to do because our bags technically
flying those budget airlines where they like force you to put your bags in the sizers.
They make you like do it in front of them
and sometimes it's like I literally bought a bag with the dimensions listed on your website and it's still I have to shove it in there.
I swear those fucking sizers are wrong. They shrink them down. Yes. If you look at those sizers, like on EasyJet, Transavia. It was a French airline, and like
that one I've never seen.
Traumatized because of you.
I've never seen a sizer so small ever in my life.
Like
ever. Who owns?
I'm sorry. Is it my little like handbag that I can take on the flight? Literally. What is this? So a few extra expenses that I won't bore you with right now.
But yeah, so then we started off a little anxious because we were like, crap, they're going to look at our bags.
Which we do anyway because we're us.
But we like ended up leaving them with your mom.
My mom was there, so we left our bags with her, went up to the counter just like by ourselves.
Got it all figured out. The lady was like silent for a minute and we were like, crap, there's something wrong. Well, you were checked in, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
That was the issue.
We are thinking it's her passport photo.
I was like, literally, I look like an actual drug addict. In my
they like flag your photo on everything.
Literally. Honestly, that might be why. Because now they just have you like upload a picture of your passport on the app.
Yeah, everywhere we went, I feel like your passport. It didn't have problems, but it just was like, yeah. But she was like, "Oh, do you guys have any bags?" We were like, "No."
No.
Bitch, we're going to Paris. And we just said, no, we don't have any bags.
No bags.
And she went, okay. And we were like, okay. Here's the thing, though. Every time I've been on one of those budget flights, the bags fit fine. My bag is like 2 inches over, like probably in width and height. And it's always fit except for that one. Except it did end up fitting. I just had to shove it in there.
Yeah. So we were able to get checked in.
Not ideal.
And we went through security. He's like in rare form right now.
Entertainment. Something for you to watch while you listen.
Truly. And of course, we wanted to go get a little drinky drink.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're like us, but once you get to the airport,
it's vacation.
I don't care what time of day it is. I
don't even care where I'm going. I'm at the airport.
Vacation. That's okay. You can do that.
No, don't let him chew it.
I think he was okay. So yeah, that's like you get checked in, you get to your gate. You have to look at the gate though to make sure it's there.
Yes.
I need to look at the gate.
See it.
It's there.
It exists.
It's real.
And then you go to the bar.
Let's go get a drink. And that, yeah, we got dirty martinis.
And the cutest little glasses.
And just kind of sat there like, I honestly, that's one of my favorite things because it's the beginning of everything. And you're just like, oh my God, we have so much to look forward to. And you're just kind of like.
That was like all we were talking about.
Yeah.
Too, of like,
oh my God, it's just beginning. Like we have so much.
Start.
Like we're going to fucking Paris right now. Like we're about to get on a flight to go to Paris. Absolutely
that
mad.
Felt really unreal.
It felt unreal.
Honestly,
even in Paris, it felt unreal.
Yeah, I don't know that there was ever really a point where I was like, oh, I'm in Paris.
I don't think there was either until we left.
Felt like a dream.
Until we left. And then I was like, wait, we were in Paris.
Actually, the Eiffel Tower sparkling might have been like a little moment.
That was like, I cried. That was.
She did?
Yeah, I did.
But we'll get there.
I cried a few times, though, so we'll get to that.
So we had our little drinky drink. And we get on the plane and we're like too excited to do anything other than just like talk and play cards. And
did we have drinks on that flight or no?
Yeah, we did because we invented a new game and we're not going to tell you what it is.
Did we pay or were they free?
We're going to copyright it.
We're not going to tell you the name because it's brilliant. And we're actually going to create It's Time podcast fucking game. So like, I know we've said stay tuned.
The official drinking game.
But stay tuned for that because it's actually, I don't like it's.
I think it's so smart.
I think it's brilliant.
I think we're fucking geniuses.
Mom.
I'm a fucking genius. Go ahead.
So we played our game that we invented.
I think we paid for them.
I think we paid for some. Did we though? Yeah. I don't remember pulling out a
like $8 or something.
Okay, well we got vodka.
Yes,
OJs.
We did because that was when we were still using my card.
American Express. Mm-hmm. Didn't last as long.
No, it didn't. So.
Did you know? You can't really use American Express out of the country. Who would have thought?
Isn't that crazy? Wild though, because they'd be advertising it like it's a travel card.
Travel card of your dreams, bitch. Only if you're fucking rich and staying in the fucking Four Seasons.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to a fucking corner mart, they don't fucking take American Express.
American Express
Which, a day
especially
in, we were
Ireland.
like...
Ireland, no ATM, no nothing.
They were like, we don't know her. We don't know her. It's not a thing. But yeah, we were playing our game on the plane, and then we had, how long of a layover in Canada?
Like 3 hours. Oh my God, wait, yeah.
This was so fun. It was so fun. So we get to Canada, Calgary specifically, and it was kind of fun because...
What's his name?
Dan. Because the, like, 2 years... I'm good. I've been getting better with names, probably because of my job. But, like, our last trip, we also had a layover in Calgary on our way to London. So it was kind of cool. Like, we were, like, back at the airport we had been to.
Yeah, and we already knew, like, there's not really any, like... I don't know, niche Canadian places
except for Tim Hortons.
At the airport? Yeah, other than Tim Hortons. So we're like, I guess we're going to go back to Chili's.
Yeah, Chili's was our spot last time, so it's now a tradition, I guess. Went back to Chili's, sat at the bar, got some margaritas.
Beer-ritas.
Yeah, I was going to say the beer ones. And then some food, but I don't remember even what. I think we just got fries. Oh! What the fuck?
I think we did just get fries. No.
But then we ended up making friends with this guy sitting next to us. His name was Dan. I don't know how the conversation began.
With Dan?
With Dan.
I actually don't remember either.
But he was the most Canadian man I've ever met in my life.
Canadian.
It's like, as an American,
Canadian,
you know that Canadians have like a little bit of an accent. But I think for us on the West Coast, our exposure to Canadians is like Vancouver, and they don't really have as much of an accent. And he was like, Canadian?
Yeah, he was.
Yay. He's like, wait, how do you say sorry? He's sorry?
Sorry.
No. I don't know. I'm so bad at it, but it was like...
There was another word he kept saying that I was like, oh my God, say it again.
It's like, oh my God, you're the most Canadian guy. But he was telling us he was on how long of a layover? 18 hours.
18-hour layover.
And an 18-hour layover because all of him and his friends were going to a music festival on like the east coast of Canada. And all of his friends got on this flight except they like overbooked the flight and he was the one who didn't get on.
He was the only one that didn't.
I would have been... I'm like, honestly, he was like the most positive guy too, which is so Canadian of him.
That was the thing.
It was so Canadian. He's like he didn't complain once about being like left out.
For 18 hours. This was his third chilies of the day. Apparently, like, Calgary Airport has a zillion chilies.
Yeah, he's like,
And
oh
he's
yeah,
like, this is my third
this
one.
is my
I've
third
been to today."
Chili's. So we were on maybe hour 8. I think we met him on his. He still had a while.
Yeah.
On his layover. So we ended up just like hanging out with him and playing some drinking games, and he taught us some Canadian drinking games.
He did.
I wish I remembered them very well, but I don't.
Yeah, I can't.
But Dan was so cool, and we just vibed with him, and I think.
And then we were like talking with him about Paris, and then some girl
Yeah.
at the end of the bar was like, "Wait, you're going to Paris?"
She's
I
like,
just
"I
moved
live in
there,"
Paris.
And, blah, blah, blah.
And that's the thing is like we had just started our trip, and what we love about Europe, and I'm sure other places, but our international exposure is pretty much just Europe.
Yeah.
Is you just talk to people like. No matter what, you just talk, you make friends everywhere. Like you just start conversations. No one's like weirded out by that.
It's so easy.
It's so
to
easy.
connect with
And
people.
like it was kind of fun
In America,
that
it's like you're
Ugh.
weird if you do that.
so annoying.
People are put off.
I did it today. I was at a bar today working. So weird. And these people were walking by, and I was like, "Oh my god, those drinks look so good!" And like I was talking to them for a second, and then they kept walking, and I was like, "Oh, I'm still in my European mindset of like, who wants to be friends? Like I'm sitting here alone. Like let's vibe,
Yeah.
you know?" And it's so not America.
Was Randy there?
Randy was there. Randy was there. I talked to her a little bit, and then I was like, we got some stories, and I was like, but I think I have to wait till Kaylee gets here to tell you like the TT because we got some shit to tell you. So I saved it a little bit, but
She's our favorite bartender.
she's our favorite bartender. I love her. God. But
so
yeah,
we've like already made 2 friends.
yeah,
This
and we were
squeaky
just
keeps
kind of
coming out
like,
of my mouth.
yeah. But it was just kind of like a moment for us because we were like, oh my god, we're literally on a layover. We haven't even started our trip technically, and we're already like being more social and making more friends than we normally do in the U.S. So it was kind of like the perfect way to like start our trip.
It was.
And then we got Tim Hortons.
Yeah, we taste tested.
And we did a taste test TikTok, but because of what happened in Spain, all that content is gone. I'm pissed
R.I.P.
because that content was funny. I actually don't know if it was. I feel like we were a little drunk. Maybe not drunk, but tipsy. I was.
Well, of course you were.
Oh.
It's not hard to accomplish.
And then like the panic, and then I fucking lost
Oh my
my
God, wait,
octo
we took
thing.
Did we take a shot with Dan?
Did we?
I think we did.
No.
Yes.
Did we? I think we did.
I think he ordered shots, yeah.
I think we did. We did the margaritas, and then another regular margarita, and then a shot. After we had done the OJ and vodka on the plane. And then...
After we had the martini.
Oh, and then we had...
You know,
So we had been drinking.
I'm starting to understand my dad's comment about, yeah, but you always have a drink in your hand.
Do we? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's right.
I guess we do a little bit. And then it was like, the layover was quick. Like, it happened pretty
the perfect
fast.
amount of time. It was like we sat down, we had our drinks,
Yeah.
we hung out with Dan, we ate some French fries, we got our Tim Hortons, and we hopped on the plane.
We hopped on the plane, and this was like, okay, it's the long haul flight.
Yeah.
This is the one where you have the fucking screen and
2 meals.
apparently unlimited beverages. But our plan,
Last time it was unlimited
liquor.
This time it was just beer and wine.
Yeah, was it WestJet? Is that the flight?
WestJet,
the airline?
yeah.
So we like get to our seats and we're like, oh, this is gonna be a vibe. One, we're gonna like watch a movie. Our plan was to sleep though. We like needed to sleep on this flight, but to get to that point, let me have a few drinks, watch a movie, and then I can sleep for the rest of the flight.
Take our melatonin
And we had melatonin packed. We like came prepared basically. So the like people come and we're like, can we do vodka OJ? We only have beer and wine. What? We're on a 9-hour flight, bitch. And there's only beer and wine?
And we had mentally prepared
Fine.
for screwdrivers.
White wine, I guess. Did we do white wine or red wine?
We did white, and then at some point I switched to red.
Yeah, which was weird for you.
It was weird for me.
So, but
like,
so we had
"Get
ordered the
this
white
drunk."
wine, and then we like had, I don't know, did we get dinner pretty quick on that flight? The dinner was
remember.
good.
Yeah, we did because we left at like 7
I
o'clock.
honestly, people shit talk on airplane food. Am I just like I think I have shit taste when it comes to food because I think it's good.
I wouldn't be like,
I don't think it's the best
oh my
thing
God,
ever
this is,
made.
like, great food.
But for an airplane,
But it's not bad food.
people talk so much shit. Here's the thing: if you're talking shit, you're probably getting the meat option. That's disgusting. Why would you get meat or fish on a plane?
No, get pasta.
Always, the
Get the
vegetarian
pasta.
option is literally always a cheesy pasta.
Yeah.
Get that. You can't fuck that up. And then there's like
Was
bread.
that the tortellini? No.
No, that was the flight back.
It's penne.
The flight there was penne. So, we're doing the thing where we talk too much about the...
Yep.
But it's because we want to share every
what
detail.
Kind of cheesy pasta was it?
We want to share every single detail, you guys.
What shape was the pasta?
But then, okay, so like we're in the flight and I'm like, okay, I want more wine. And Kaylee's like, just like call them. And I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm scared. Like you can't just call them to bring me more wine. And Kaylee's like, do it. And then she clicked the
I did it for her.
call above
choice.
me and I was on the aisle. So like I had to do this. And I was like, can we get more wine? And then we did that probably 2 more times. And then we took melatonin.
Oh.
Did you fall asleep well? I passed out. I slept pretty good on that flight.
You slept better than I did. I do remember that.
I slept pretty good on that flight.
Because I dropped an AirPod while I was sleeping.
Right, I forgot about that.
And I couldn't find it. And then that made it really hard for me to fall back asleep because I was like, oh, fuck.
You had like the noise cancellation too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had already lost your Octo.
I lost my Octo before we even got to Europe, which I was so pissed about. But you know what?
But later on, that's not going to seem so bad. So, yeah, you slept pretty well. I slept okay. Enough to, like, be able to hit the ground running. So, we woke up. We had our breakfast.
Yeah, it's so fun. You, like, wake up on the plane and they serve you breakfast. And you're like, oh my
And
God,
you're
I'm
like,
almost to
wow,
Paris.
I'm going to Paris.
So exciting. And this was our time. Wait, I don't know the time difference. Basically, it was like an overnight flight Paris time. So we were prepping. When we get to Paris, we have a day.
Yeah, we landed in Paris at like 11 a.m.
Yeah,
or something.
so we knew we needed to sleep
like
on that flight.
Slept in.
Yeah.
In Paris.
Yeah.
So we woke up and we're like ready to hit the ground running.
The fucking Paris airport is the largest place I've ever been in my life.
It's literally so massive, but it's like unsuspectingly massive.
It's the most, like, we were like, I had already done 20,000 steps and we hadn't even like gone out of the airport.
And then we couldn't figure out how to get to the train. We knew what train we needed. But
and we couldn't figure out how to get the right ticket. And then we ended up meeting this girl.
And we met this girl from America, from New York.
From New York. And she was also struggling. So she kind of like joined in with us. We struggled together.
And then we made another friend. And we like sat with her
Yeah,
on
we
the
sat with her
train.
on the train into Paris.
We were
She
gonna
was
meet
cool.
up with her that night,
but I was like, at that point, you know, like when you've been traveling that long and you're just like, I feel disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to like.
I felt like
I'm
you and I kept making that contact of like, she was really cool. And
she was super cool and I
wanted
to be her friend
and talk to her, but I just like couldn't do that.
I'm like,
justice.
I want to. I'm cool, trust me. But right now I'm literally dying.
It's like, I just need a shower and then I'll be a better person.
Right.
Which is exactly what we did.
Yeah, we had like told our Airbnb we might need an early check-in. Because our check-in was at 3 and we landed at like 11:15. It took that much time
Sure did not need an early check-in.
I think it was like 3:30 by the time we got to our Airbnb. Like, we did not need an early check-in. We didn't know how long it was going to take to get there. That was not in the plan, but it ended up working out because, like, what do you do with your luggage?
It took us like an hour and a half to even leave the airport.
Yeah, so a lot more travel time. Like, if you're traveling, really plan for it. You got to put a lot of time into each like transition because it just takes more time than you think. But our Paris spot was really cute. It was in Montmartre, on the outskirts of Montmartre, so not like in the hilly area, but it was a really cool spot. I loved her, honestly.
Yeah.
I liked that spot.
That was a really good one. The bathroom was like itty bitty baby though.
And, yeah. Kind of in Europe fashion-ish. We basically wanted to do like pretty quick turnaround for obvious reasons, and we were only in Paris, so we got there on Thursday like morning, but basically started our trip on Thursday afternoon, and then we had Friday, Saturday, and we were leaving Sunday night. So it was a really Sunday night. So a really fast turnaround with Paris. So we had plans to kind of like we're hitting that shit hard.
Places to be. Like super quick showered and changed, and we wanted our first thing to be walking to the Eiffel Tower to have like a little picnic.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, it's not that far, which it wasn't.
It really wasn't.
But after like the travel day we had, he literally he's loving it in my bag pocket. Yep. So yeah, we like started walking. One, it's like hot, but not.
It's not. Here's the thing. It's not hot. It's like 68 degrees.
Was it only that
70 degrees.
hot?
Yeah, the whole time we were there.
But it was hot.
But it was.
I don't know what the fuck it goes on in Paris that makes it feel hotter.
It's just like
but
muggy.
Whoa, that must be what it is.
Yeah.
So on our walk, I was like, I fucking need to stop for water. We're doing that. So we go into this corner market. Did my French pretty well.
She sure did.
And then we go to pay, and she's like, "This is an American Express. What the fuck are you doing?" Basically, she didn't say that, but like that's kind of how and I was like, and then we walked out of there, and we were like,
yeah, she said it so like matter of factly, like, obviously you dumb bitch.
She was
like,
American Express, you act like almost like you accidentally gave me your American Express. This is wrong, and we totally thought we could have used it.
Yeah.
Those were the cards we brought to spend money on.
We brought another card, but that was like, if you've been listening, we thought we were so smart this time. We were like, oh, we'll both have our American Expresses for personal expenses.
Yeah.
And then joint expenses we'll put on this other card.
Right. They don't take American Express.
Yeah. So luckily we had the other card.
We're like, oh. And then we had quite the walk. And so we literally had to like stop in a park and take a break at one point because it was far. In Paris is just intense. Like, yeah, it's walkable, but it's a rough walkable.
Yeah, it's walkable, but
it's a big ass city though. Shit's far.
Yeah. Like when you're walking around downtown Portland, you can get from one side to the other in 20 minutes. Paris, like
anything is at least
it feels like anything's a 45-minute walk.
Like at least like everything is far. And yeah, so we stuck through it though. We did it. We got to the Seine. We saw the Seine and we were like, we're almost there.
We almost made it.
And honestly, let me just say this. The first time I saw the Eiffel Tower, I was like, that's the Eiffel Tower?
She goes, it's brown?
Literally, I was like, it's brown? What the fuck? Has it always been brown? I'm like, did they paint it? Like, what the fuck? It was so much more industrial looking. Like, I know it's an industrial metal building. I know. But when you see it in photos, it's like the shape of, you don't notice how metal.
Yes.
How iron or whatever it's made out. It's just like, oh, this is just like rods put together into this tall thing. Like it's still beautiful. When you see it at night,
impressive.
It's
so much prettier.
Fucking insane. But when you're there, you're like, wait, this is a fucking brown metal thing. Like I don't know. It just like it was like a weird realization, I think. But once we got to that area, I think it was more touristy. It was like, oh, whoa, we're the touristy now.
Everywhere.
And how much shit was being set up for the Olympics was unreal. I don't know. It was just, we would have loved to have done our first Paris trip when it wasn't the Olympics being set up. Yeah. We were planning on having a picnic on that lawn in front of the tower, but that was all blocked off.
Literally completely blocked off, covered in tents and like stuff to set up for the Olympics. Yeah. The logos on the
wasn't the best
Eiffel Tower.
But
honestly, the logo was literally everywhere.
It was everywhere.
But we knew we wanted to get like a baguette and some cheese and wine. And we found a spot. We found some grass. To picnic under
we did
the Eiffel Tower.
What we wanted in a different spot.
Yeah.
And it was close to the Seine. It was like the Seine, us, the tower. Yeah. And it was pretty cool.
Honestly, it could have been a better spot.
It was fun.
It's just not like the iconic spot.
It wasn't the iconic spot, but we'll do that next time. That was super fun. Did we go home?
That was nice. We needed that.
After that,
we did.
We got an Uber because I was like, I'm not walking back.
Yeah.
The walk there, I was like, that was enough. Like I don't need to do the walk back. That was a lot.
We called that Uber.
We hung around though at the tower for a while.
Yeah.
Walking around, taking pictures,
making TikToks.
It was fun.
It was.
I like that kind of thing. Just like wandering is, I think, my speed.
We didn't go up.
No, we didn't pay. We didn't pay to go in
to do that.
The fence.
Yeah, like we didn't even like.
We didn't even go in. We just were like, we just want to be around it.
Did y'all know the Eiffel Tower has Wi-Fi? That's crazy.
Yeah, even walking around it, there's Wi-Fi.
Which is really nice.
Which was nice for us because we didn't pay for service.
Yeah. So then we Ubered back
to the place.
And we wanted to go to a speakeasy.
Yeah. It's like a pretty famous one. If you're on TikTok, you've probably seen it. Maybe not probably. I don't think it's that famous, but I guess it might have popped up on ours or mine because we've been looking
We
into
look for-
Paris
yeah.
stuff, so that's probably why. But I think I've seen a lot of
épicier.
Yeah, a lot of people post. It means like is it the grocery store or yeah, I think it means the grocery store or the market or something like that. And we like walk up and like I've been practicing my French. Like I know how to go into a place and order things. Like I know those. But when someone goes off script, I'm lost. And
then we always just make like this face.
And like it's like, what do you say?
Oh, you speak English.
It's like he asked how many people, and like I know how to say that, but when they speak like in their what? I'm like, oh, we just went.
We literally just are like silent, and we look at each other, and we look at them, and they're like.
He's like, how many people? And he was just like laughing at us basically, and we were like, 2. I was like, do. And then you like walk in and it's this tiny, it's smaller than the room we're in. And it looks like a fake market.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
just
how, like in North Korea, how they have like the fake markets. That's what it looked like.
No, I don't know that.
For media purposes? Have you seen the interview?
No. With
Seth Rogen and James Franco. It's funny.
Huh.
Anyways, don't worry about that. And like it's funny because if you were to go there without seeing the TikTok, I don't know how you'd figure out how to get in.
I didn't know how to open it.
Because I had seen a video and all I knew was it looked like a cornstarch yellow box. That's all I knew. It was couscous, I think. And you pull it and the door opens and then you like go down these stairs and you're in this tiny little speakeasy. And
super cute. There's like little swings and
it was a vibe.
Very like eclectic decor.
And I fucking got, what is it called? What's my new favorite drink?
Oh,
amaretto
sour.
An amaretto sour. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with that drink now. And they fucking made good ones.
They did.
It was phenomenal.
They did.
Wasn't super busy. It was a Thursday night, which I thought it would be more busy than it was. I think we were early.
Yeah. I also think maybe just like the area we were in.
Yeah.
But
it was fun though.
Yeah, one of the bartenders was cute.
Yes. The men.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, we started saying ooh la la quite often. It became our term.
It's literally in my vocabulary now.
It became our way of telling each other there's a hot person over there.
But you have to be careful about your tone because it can also mean different things.
Yeah.
Like, ooh la la is like, look over there.
Ooh la la. Or it's like, ooh la la.
Or it's like,
ooh la la.
La la.
La la. Yeah, because sometimes you'd go like, ooh la la. And then one of us would be like, where? It
became like, that's not how we meant it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I meant ooh la la, not ooh la la. But it worked for us really well throughout the trip. It literally went through the whole trip. That was kind of our code.
Except now you all know our code, so.
Shoot. We shouldn't have shared it.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Not sure how discreet it is anyway, but.
I don't know. But night one was pretty mellow. It wasn't like we did anything crazy. It was like, except we left there and we were like, wait,
let's get a bottle of wine.
Let's keep going. So we went to the market and got a bottle of wine and snacks because I'm obsessed. I know. I'm obsessed with trying, like, especially like potato chip flavors in other countries. I just find it so interesting. Like, what flavors do you have? I want to try them all. And we got like a few that sounded good, but then we were like, let's just get this one. It doesn't sound good, but like it's French. Let's try it.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
So what did we get? We got like a pesto.
The pesto one wasn't even that good either. It was pesto, chili, lime. I don't know. Two of them were like not that crazy.
One was like a pesto, and then one was something. It was an unusual mix of things. Something with pepper. Like a chili.
Something like that. And then there was one that like we didn't even know what the translation was.
It had like,
oh my god, I can't even think about it.
Star anise on it.
Honestly,
is that how you say that?
Honestly, I think I was sick the whole next day. I don't even know if I was hungover the next day. I think I was sick from this trip. But it was like minty.
And a chip. Wait, yeah, it had mint in it.
Oh my god, I'm gonna throw up. Like actually horrific. It was like the most disgusting. Like I had to like stuff my mouth with the other chips to get rid of that smell or the taste.
Yeah, there was only one chip we got that was like actually semi-decent.
But then we ended up like drinking the whole bottle of wine, and I ate a lot of those chips, and it didn't sit well with me.
No.
I got pretty
By the way,
drunk.
we're already complaining about our legs and our feet hurting. We like
haven't even done a full day.
had to put our feet up against the wall, you know?
Hadn't even done a full day.
Yeah. We were in for a treat.
And we had like a not an extremely early morning, but like a decently early morning the next day. And like when I woke up, I wasn't like deadly hungover, but I definitely was like, oh, I feel a certain way. And we went and got pastries and walked to the Louvre.
Juice.
And walked to the Louvre.
Yeah.
And we had a tour at the Louvre, but then it was like delayed.
This was the start of everything.
Everything started to spiral.
Going not according to
Everything
plan.
started to spiral.
I will say this trip taught me that our first European trip was like
too good to be true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything just went so
like
smoothly.
I think it was kind of weird because then we had this mindset of like, we're
oh,
fucking
this
pros.
Is easy. Like we're so good.
We're
at this.
so good at this, and then we got humbled really quick.
We
on
really
this
did,
one.
and
like,
honestly, life is still humbling me.
Yeah, we're still recovering. Re-entry
Life
is rough.
Just literally been smacking me in the face.
Yeah.
Every day for probably 2.5 weeks now. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's been pretty much nonstop. Waiting for some wins though, and I keep seeing angel numbers, and I feel like they're coming.
We've been seeing angel numbers a lot.
See, we stay positive, kind of, on the outside. On the inside, it's like the depths of hell.
I just still haven't had a really good cry, and I would really like to.
Oh.
But anyways, we'll get to that later.
That's on the to-do list.
This really wasn't like the end of the world. It just was like we thought we had a 9 a.m. like right when it opens tour, and our tour guide like got delayed on the metro, and we had to wait like 30 minutes or 40 minutes or something like that.
It wasn't like the end. I think we had like our day so planned, and we had a reservation after it that we were like, shit, this is getting delayed. We can't be late to this reservation. We had a reservation at a Michelin star restaurant for lunch. So that was that. She ended up coming.
She was
so
amazing.
phenomenal. Like,
she didn't look at notes a single time. She didn't reference anything.
Endless
just
knowledge.
The knowledge that just spewed out of her
Unreal.
Is actually incredible.
She was brilliant. I loved her, and we actually had to leave a little early. We saw all the like main things with her, all the main art.
Yeah, she took us back to like the least popular side of the Louvre. The Louvre is massive, by the way.
For one, it's a
massive.
fucking castle that royals used to live in. Did you know that? Because I didn't.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Like,
Napoleon lived
stupid
there.
Or
the fuck?
Just not well traveled or what? But
they don't teach you that the Louvre is
I
like
thought
that.
the pyramid was like, oh look, the Louvre is here, and then it's like whatever's like directly underneath that. I thought that was the museum.
Right.
Thought it was just like this underground little museum. No, it's underground. And then it's this whole building too that literally it's this whole plaza.
And who knew the pyramid was only 40 years old?
That's outlined by this big old castle.
Right. And the pyramid's new.
All of it's a museum.
The pyramid is new. Who knew that? The
I
pyramid,
did
for all
not.
we knew, the pyramid has been around since we were born. So for us, it's
like,
oh yeah, that's a part of the Louvre. But like, it wasn't.
It was like an outrage when it happened.
Yeah, crazy. But the Louvre was so cool. One of my highlights for sure. Seeing
the Louvre was crazy.
The art was just emotional, insane. I know you were struggling with your feet already because you kept wanting to sit.
I was already struggling with my feet, but it wasn't my feet or it was my back.
Oh,
it was my back that day.
For me, I was just like, I'm dying. I'm hungover as shit right now. And then, yeah, but the Louvre was so...
It was so cool.
It was emotional.
And honestly, so many people have told me how tiny the Mona Lisa is that I was really expecting it to be so small that when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's not that small.
Yeah, the Mona Lisa, I don't know. Like, obviously it's cool, I think, for the historical reason, but
cool because
I don't...
it's iconic.
I don't need to,
that's not what I need to be staring at, you know?
And literally, it's like the Mona Lisa, and then on the other side of the wall, it's the most massive piece of art you've
literally
ever seen.
takes up the entire wall.
That brought tears to my eyes. That piece of art was unreal.
And everyone's
insane.
Like staring at
the Mona Lisa. Staring at the Mona Lisa, and I'm like, God. But we did have to leave that a little early to make our reservation, and we like get to our reservation, And
Mariah's so unwell at this
I'm
point.
so unwell.
She's not okay.
I'm not okay. And I'm just like, I am struggling. We're literally day one. I knew, like, going into the trip, I was like, I know I can't. I'm so bad with alcohol now.
Really nervous
like,
about
I was
the drinking part.
Oh, nervous. I was so nervous about the hangover thing because I struggle with the hangovers. And for day one, I was fucking hungover.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, I
literally,
forgot about
the reservation thing. What do you mean?
Yeah, we show up to a reservation and we give her our name and she's like, oh, like, I tried to call you.
I marked you as
multiple
no
times.
show.
Because
we actually didn't pay for service, so we didn't get your calls.
Apparently, they like call to confirm your
we didn't
meal or whatever.
Yeah,
we didn't know that. So
honestly, it was a good thing it was lunch.
Like not coming.
If it was dinner, it probably would have been harder to get in, but because it was lunch, they weren't that busy.
She's like, it's okay, I can.
Yeah, we were like, oh my God.
Anyway, we're like,
you.
oh thank God.
We get to our seat, and I'm like, both of us ordered the same thing, pasta. Like, we went to a fucking Michelin star restaurant and we got pasta.
But it was like, it sounded like
gourmet.
Really crazy pasta.
I had to go to the bathroom
like truffle
to throw up
something.
before the food came. So I did that. And I was like...
So I did that?
First time throwing up in a Michelin star bathroom. It didn't make me feel that much better, though, so that was the downfall. I had maybe 2 bites of my pasta.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good. I'm sorry. Are we just not, like, in touch with our food? Like, I don't know.
No, it was not.
We had better food at, like, tiny little, like, hole-in-the-wall places.
I don't know, I was still expecting, like, a...
Michelin vibe.
Yeah. And even, like, the presentation.
No,
I don't know. I was just a little thrown.
I'm like, this isn't Michelin. Like, I think because the Michelin we were looking for, we can't afford. Yeah. That was the only, like, there were a few in our price range, and they didn't look, like, on their websites that Michelin-y. I think, like, in my head, I imagine, like, you get, like, courses, and they're, like, these tiny little
plates.
Things. Yeah. And, like, I guess you'd have to get the taster menu to do that, but I can't do that anyway because I don't eat meat, but...
Yeah, so that was, like, a little bit of a bummer. I was watching the guys next to us eat, which he looked so much like a French... What is his name? Sebastian Stan.
Oh, Sebastian Stan, that's what it was.
I just, like, kept looking at him.
A French Sebastian Stan, nice.
And he was eating steak frite, and I was like, damn, I should have ordered that.
And then I was like, we have to go back to the Airbnb so I can, like, replenish.
Yeah, she was not okay. She was like, she was like, you can, like, go do your thing, but, like,
I need to go back.
I need to go back.
Yeah. And I had thrown up that morning, too. Sorry if you don't want to hear that. Just trying to fill you in. Wait, what did we do after that? We went back to the Airbnb.
We had some plan to do something.
We were gonna go back to the Eiffel Tower.
That was the night.
No, it wasn't that night.
No, I think that was the night that we were gonna go to the speakeasy. Not the speakeasy, the jazz club. No. Yes.
Did we not end up doing that? We didn't.
No, remember we waited in a line. They were like, and it was like a $15 cover.
Okay, also, like, Paris public transportation was super rough for us. Like, we were like, okay, walking isn't the most ideal. If you can do it, but it takes up a lot of time. So if you're only there for a short amount of time, you kind of want to use public transportation just to hit places better. And we're not going to we're not, like, the type that are just going to Uber everywhere because we don't want to spend that much money.
No.
And we were, like, our cards weren't like, every machine we went to, we could not figure out the metro. It just, like, was not working with us. We, like, would get back out of the metro, walk more until the next metro station, go down, try to get more tickets. Like, it was just hell. Like, that was a big struggle for us, and it ended up taking
knew there was
up a lot
this
of
one
time.
Kind of pass you're supposed to get.
Right.
That you can
Navigo.
preload.
The Navigo pass.
And I don't know, for whatever, we ended up with, like, 4 of them. Because it's supposed to be a better deal. You, like,
pay once for the card, and then it's easy to reload.
But
no.
Then we, like, couldn't reload the card, but we couldn't buy just a plain ticket, so we had to buy a new card.
It wasn't the best. Okay, wait, what did we do after?
I don't know.
I cannot figure it out.
I'm trying to figure it out. We walked around. I know
think
we
our
walked around
memory
Montmartre.
is not as good as it was last time.
We walked around Montmartre that night.
Oh, did we?
We did.
We went back to the Airbnb, refreshed, then walked around Montmartre.
Yeah. We got Corette hot chocolate.
Yes.
Which you can definitely share one of those. You don't.
We got two, and it was hard. And
you're literally
chocolate
drinking
on my
chocolate.
Dress.
You're literally drinking chocolate like it's not.
It's literally.
Like ours
it's
here.
not. Yeah,
But
watered down.
It's good. It do be good.
Okay, let me see.
Montmartre. Once we started walking around there, we were like, "Oh, I get it." So cute.
Oh, Montmartre.
There was like a little market.
Like actual Montmartre was probably one of my favorite places in Paris.
Yeah.
That we went to. It was.
I think it probably was.
I think me too. I like stunning. Oh yeah. Then we kept walking. That was when we just kept walking and walking and walking. I think.
Oh,
is that what
yes, because then we were like, oh, we're gonna walk to dinner, and there was some reason we wanted to end up. Oh, we wanted to go to, I can't remember what it's called. It was that other museum that has Monet's water lilies.
The orange one?
Yeah. We wanted to go there that night. Oh, your bone is right in my leg.
That was the thing with Paris was like, oh, let's do this. And then getting to the next thing took so much time that you like lost all the time to do the next thing. It just like was a spiral.
Well, and then
of
that one in particular, we were like, oh, we know where we're going. It's like literally right by the Louvre. So let's go over there. And we're like following our walking directions. And guess what is in our way? Olympic construction.
We literally couldn't get in.
There was no way to get to this museum from where we were.
Everywhere. Like
unless we walked all the way back to the Louvre into this, but like parts of the garden were closed off too, so.
It was like so hard to navigate, and one thing with Paris is they don't have signs. They don't believe in them. Oh my god. They're like, don't believe in the sign. They're like, figure it out. Figure it out. Like, you can figure it out. Because we're not helping you.
And if they do have a sign, don't expect it to be specific or helpful.
Expect to walk in circles for 20 minutes before you figure it out.
So then we couldn't get into this museum, and we're like, okay, well, we'll just do that another time, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's figure out where to eat. And then we're like, oh, we'll just walk across to the other side of the Seine, and we'll like find something to eat. And of course, we end up in like the one dead.
It was dead
area.
But we ended up finding this restaurant, and it was kind of fun because the people working there were really cool, and
our waiter
kind
was
of like lightened up the mood a bit. Not that we were like in a bad even with all the things. We were
really hurting.
Yeah, it was just hard. Like
from walking around so much.
Like this is a lot. Paris was hard. Like Paris, and we had talked to people after, and they were like, Paris without money is a completely different experience than Paris with money. And like for us, I think that made a lot of sense after the fact. Like imagine if you had money, because like now with the Olympics, I'm seeing celebrities like, oh my god, Paris is the most magical place. I'm like, because you have a fucking driver who picks you up anywhere and takes you anywhere, and you go to these like the nicest, coolest restaurants, and you get into the coolest places. Like, not that Paris is so amazing, but it's a city. Yeah, that's hard to get around if you don't have money.
It's really just the transportation was rough.
The transportation was rough.
It was really rough.
I think if we had money to Uber everywhere, it would have been.
And we're such like tube girlies.
Yeah, I'm like, why isn't the metro easy?
This sucks.
Compared to London.
You guys need to figure this out.
Yeah, we got dinner, and then we did go see the Eiffel Tower sparkle.
Oh yeah, that was the night.
That was the night. We're looking at our photos to like figure out
memories.
But that was cute. I remember too. We were
and
like,
we walked
let's have
to
a
that
somewhat, too. We walked. Let's have a somewhat early night because with like the travel day on Thursday, with Friday kind of being rough-ish, and then we needed Saturday to be a win.
We knew Sunday was going to be a big.
And Sunday was going to be a big day.
So we're like, okay, let's save ourselves here.
And the last photos I have of us on Friday night, if you can see these.
What is that? Oh.
It's literally us in the Airbnb with our legs.
In the air.
And then we like also did some massages on each other.
We did.
To help.
Yeah, but we walked to go see the Eiffel Tower sparkle. Mm-hmm. And that was
magical.
Pretty breathtaking.
It was like, Whoa.
We went down on this little spot, like right on this end, like
where all the
kitty
boats
corner
dock,
from it.
and there wasn't a ton of people down there,
And then
which
some
was cool.
cute little French girl came up to us and was like, "Do you
Yeah.
want me to take your picture?" And
It's scary, like in anywhere in Europe, to like be like, yeah, here's my phone.
yeah,
Take a photo on it. And like, even I'll just say this, when you're like going through the metro or anything in Paris and you're like going upstairs with your luggage and someone offers to carry it for you, don't let them, because they'll take it and run. That didn't happen to me. I just know it's happened to people. This one guy
did
let me help you, and I was like, I'm not letting go though.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh yeah, you can help, but I'm like, because he didn't really give me the option. He didn't ask. He was like, oh
yeah.
here. And then I'm like, well, I'm holding on to the other end. I don't know if he was nice or if he had a plan. But when we got to the top, I was just like,
and then I got asked.
I was like,
I got asked another day too if I needed help, and I said no. So I don't know if that's like just nice people.
I think it's a mix. I'm sure some people genuinely want to help.
Yeah.
But I'm sure a lot of people just literally take your bag and run. Like, that's 100%. So I just would play it on the safe side.
For sure.
I digress. But
yeah. Always play it on the safe side. We did learn that this trip.
Yeah, just wait for the Spain episode, y'all.
The
Spain, okay, here's the thing with Paris. It's more so travel-y. Once we get into Spain and the other countries, it's a little more juicy. I'm just going to say that.
That's
Paris is true. Pretty, like, well,
Paris has its moment. Paris has its moment.
Yeah. We'll keep going.
So, we see the Eiffel Tower sparkle, and then we knew we wanted to go to this jazz club.
Right.
That, like, I don't know, looked super freaking cool, and, like, everyone ends their night dancing there or whatever. So, we waited along. Yeah, we walked.
Again.
We went up some stairs, and then we got on this jam-packed bus, like literally no room to move.
And it kept getting loaded in. It was like, it was one of those things where you just kind of have to zone out. And like, once this is over, it's fine. This won't last forever. Like, let me just get through this. Let me push through. You kind of like go into that zone, which I have to do a lot in certain things like that.
Yeah.
I just have to zone out and push through.
Yeah. And that one guy, he was so sweet. He kept trying to talk to everyone, but I was like, I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk.
And you could tell he was very much like just so excited to be in Europe, and he was just so happy and wanted to talk to everyone.
Yeah, he was like traveling with his two sons.
We're like that too.
Yeah. But I'm like, I'm standing like this.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk right now.
Right. Literally.
So then we get there, and it was an area we had been in earlier that day. And we find the jazz club. And there's a line to get in.
And then we're like, we'll wait. And then we get closer to the front, and I'm like, there's a cover.
It's like a $15 cover.
There's a fucking cover.
The line's not moving very fast.
No, let's fucking go.
And we just were like...
Covers are hard, though. I like have a really hard time justifying a cover if I don't actually know what it's like.
If I don't know what the vibe is, yeah.
Because if you go to a place and you're like, this is my favorite place ever, I have no problem paying cover.
Yeah.
But, like, what if we walk in there and we're like, fuck.
Yeah. And now you're committed because you just
you're
spent
not gonna
€15
leave,
to get
and then
in.
you have to buy a drink, and then it's just like, oh, it spirals.
Yeah.
We're not complaining. This is just facts.
So then we were like, okay, well, let's just cut our losses and go home because...
We'll start afresh tomorrow.
We could not get home.
Literally couldn't get home.
Could not get home.
We're struggling.
The metro didn't run that late.
No. Buses were going to take over an hour, and after our last bus experience, we were like, we're not getting back on a bus.
And then we couldn't figure out how to pay for, like, a bike or anything like that. So we literally were just sitting on the street, like, I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah. Oh, we were sitting at a bus station.
Yes.
And it was, like, going to be forever until the next bus.
Yeah, it wasn't that a bus was going to take forever to get us there. It was that we had to wait forever for a bus.
For the bus to even come.
To get to that stop. So we were like, well, I guess we'll just sit here while we try to figure out another plan. And then we were like, wait, taxis are a thing. And literally, probably 15 seconds later,
and it wasn't a super populated area either.
No.
It wasn't like there was cars on the street. We were sitting on a street that was dead.
And I was like, ah.
Literally like, ah. And like, oh, we get in the car and we're like, bonsoir. And he's like, American?
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
But he was nice too. He was like explaining
cool.
all these things to us as he was driving us back.
He was
and like
cool.
In Paris, I guess there's certain streets that only taxis
can
take. So he was like, if you would have taken an Uber or if you drove, it would have taken you 20 minutes.
You would have ended up paying way more too.
Yeah.
But he was cool.
We got to like take a shortcut and it was super quick. And
once we got home, it was like, okay, we're going to start fresh tomorrow. Let's just, legs up in the air, go to sleep. It'll be a new day.
We fell asleep to iCarly in French.
In French. Honestly, it was entertaining. We were watching it, like, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm picking it up. I feel like I'm getting it.
Am I getting it, or have I just seen this episode before?
Right, literally.
And then the next morning, was fun.
I actually really liked Saturday. That was a really good day.
The next morning, we wanted to go to the Pantheon.
We had a tour.
We heard that...
Not a tour. We had a
actually, the best view of Paris is not from the top of the Eiffel Tower, because
you want to see
the Eiffel Tower. We did hear that Arc de Triomphe was cool, but then you figured out that the Pantheon apparently has, like, panoramic.
The Pantheon, I mean, I'm sure everyone has different opinions, but a lot of people had said it was, like, the best view, which, after seeing it, it was pretty fucking
It was a pretty cool view.
So if you go to the Pantheon, you can pay for a ticket in, but then you also have to pay, it's like there's a different ticket to get the dome, and that's when you get to walk up fucking 1,000 steps to have the panoramic view. But, like, on our way there, it starts, like, downpouring. Was it a downpour? It was pretty hard. It wasn't, like, sprinkling.
It was raining.
It wasn't sprinkling. It was like people are running into buildings or, like, running under things to wait out the rain. It wasn't like, it was like in the movies, Paris rain.
Yeah.
It was like.
And we had just, like, bought our little croissants and,
literally,
like,
we had
orange
pastries.
juice.
Right?
And we're like, oh my God, we timed this so well. And then it starts raining. And we're, like, not dressed for how chilly it is.
Yeah, it was fucking freezing. It was raining, and we're in
a tube top with a mini skirt.
I'm wearing, like, a tank top with a skirt.
And then it starts raining.
Yeah.
So we just popped into, like, a little, like, tourist shop.
Yeah, the guy in there was great. He was weird. He kept, give me a hug. No. Come on, give me a hug. No.
I don't want to hug you.
Give me a hug. No.
God.
And then we literally ended up, like, let's fucking.
I wonder what would happen if you wanted to have sex, and I said no.
Oh. Womp womp.
Can't take no for an answer with a hug. Jeez.
And then it continued to be freezing, and we're wet at this point, and we couldn't find the fucking entrance.
We couldn't find the entrance. At this point, it's like time. It's like time to go.
And we literally,
because you're supposed to be there early.
We realized our tour, not our tour, but our, like, ticket time was when it opened. So we couldn't get in because it was locked.
We literally, in the rain, walk around the entirety of the Pantheon.
It was rough.
We're like,
but then, we get in, stunning, absolutely stunning. Saw the panoramic views.
Yeah, and now that we're in the building, we're like, oh, that's so fun that we got caught in the rain.
Yeah. Now that we're not in the rain anymore.
We were just, like, worried about missing our thing.
It was more so stress over missing our ticket time. But then it was fine.
Yeah, we were literally the first people in there for the day.
It was cool. So we got to take photos in there with no one else in them and saw the panoramic views, went into the tombs.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called? Is that the word?
No.
It's just fun. Like, you go to historical places like that.
I'm going to say the word and I'm going to be like, duh, the crypt.
The crypt. Went down to the crypts, and there was a lot of, like, really famous people down there, too, which was interesting.
Yeah.
People that, like, didn't die even, it's, like, in Paris, some of them, and they were moved there. It's, like, a very, like, prominent place for that.
It's, like, an honor to be
moved to the crypt. What did we do right after
Mary Curie is in there.
She was. Wasn't Josephine Baker, which was, like, crazy. So... Oh, and then right by the Pantheon was the Emily in Paris filming area.
Which we didn't plan. Know that.
We didn't plan that.
We literally were like, we're not going to go to the apartment.
We don't give a shit.
Like, whatever.
It's in such a prominent place. I would have assumed that they would have filmed, like, out of a touristy area. It was literally across the street.
Literally one block
and this little pocket. The restaurant and her apartment. And, like, that whole thing was right there. And then we walked to Luxembourg.
Yeah, to the gardens. And that was super cute.
It was really cute there. And
they do, like, the little, like, rental...
boat thing that's really popular in Paris. Yeah. Went to the mosque, and right when we walked in, they were like, girls gotta cover up.
I was dressed like I've never felt like more like I don't know
what's the word.
I don't know.
Yeah, we felt pretty slutty, I think is what it was when we walked in there. We weren't, But if you walk into a mosque,
we're just like literally so stupid.
We're so
it didn't
stupid.
Even cross our
we walked
mind.
into a mosque. But here's the thing with places like that.
Obviously.
They have stuff to cover up because they know it's a touristy thing. They know most people coming aren't dressed properly for that type of place. So they have stuff for you. But, like, we literally, like, put it on, we get in there. And the guy's like,
on wrong, and
the guy's like, you need to cover more, actually. And, like, had to teach us how to, like, properly put them on. But it was a really beautiful place. It was, like, a 10-minute
Well, part of it was really beautiful. And part of it was, like, super run down. And
yeah, the garden part of the mosque was stunning, though.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
super cool.
God, I want that to be, like, my yard.
Literally. So it was very much like Saturday day was very much like these short kind of touristy things where you like walk, you're there for like 20 minutes and then you leave and you go to the next one. Yeah. We were like really knocking out a lot of those things. Like with all the planning we had done, honestly, if you've never been to Paris and you're like hyper planning, I don't know, throw that shit out the door because until you're there, you don't really know.
Yeah.
Because we fucking did research.
I'm glad we did because we, for the most part, we stuck to
arrondissements.
Our plan because we planned by arrondissement. Mm-hmm. What we didn't understand was there were days where we're like, oh, well, these like 3 arrondissements are like close together. So we'll like the travel time from one to the next is crazy.
Yeah. And then we went and had lunch on Canal Saint Martin.
That was that day?
That was that day.
Fun.
And that was so cute. We got sandwiches and orange juice. We're obsessed with orange juice.
Yeah, we do love orange juice.
And, like, sat on the canal, which is, like, a very popular place for locals, actually, to have lunch. So, I'm pretty sure
lots of people just, like,
it was just locals.
Friends,
like, I didn't
chatting.
see many tourists. It was very much, like, a French setting. That was one of my favorites.
I really liked doing that, yeah.
And then we went back to the Eiffel Tower to take photos. Because we wanted to go to photo spots.
On our spreadsheet, we had like 3
literal photo
streets
spots
written down. Everyone was like, don't take pictures at the Eiffel Tower. Take them in these 3 places.
Oh, I need to make that TikTok of like the best spot to take a picture at the Eiffel Tower. Yeah.
We're like walking and walking and walking. Oh, can't get to that one because of the Olympics. Oh. Walking and walking and walking. Oh, can't get into it this way. Walking. Like, fuck the Olympics. We tried so hard. But then we stumbled upon our very own best Eiffel Tower photo spot.
And I think we found maybe one of the best spots to take photos.
And I didn't see it anywhere on TikTok, so...
No, and no one else was really there. We kind of had it to ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a populated area.
We inspired a few people, too.
But we had found this, like, really cool spot. Look at our Instagrams for those photos.
So we're going to make a TikTok and share it with the world.
And share the spot. And then we ended up going to Musée d'Orsay.
Musée d'Orsay.
We went there.
Which, again, whoa, huge.
Massive. We couldn't.
We were literally only there for an hour.
I don't know what your goal was there, but all I wanted to see was the Impressionists.
Yeah, I saw what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't
I've seen what
have enjoyed seeing everything else.
It would have been.
But I saw what
museums at that size, though, I need a tour guide. Like, what? I can't. But the Impressionists, just like going through that hall was stunning.
Van Gogh was really cool, but also Monet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Also, it just was a really like cool and interesting building.
It was really cool. Yeah, that was really fun. And then we went back to the Airbnb because we had a big night out planned, going to Moulin Rouge, getting dinner. We wanted to get super dressed up that night. It was like the night before Kaylee's birthday, so like we were going to end the night with it being her birthday, and then like the next day was Disneyland Paris with like our final day. So it was like a lot.
This is where things get interesting.
Yeah, and we were already an hour in, so.
Oh no.
So we get super dressed up, get super cute, put on our heels, like we're like, and it's funny because we know we had been to Montmartre already. We were going to the Moulin Rouge in Montmartre, and we fucking wore our heels.
But we knew this going in.
But it was rough at some points.
I don't know.
The hills?
Going up the hills felt better than walking flat.
Yes, going up the hills was fine. Down the hills actually were rough though.
Yes, that's true.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, we walked to a certain point, and then
also
we were going to take the bus the rest of the way.
You had like a thick heel, right?
Yeah.
My heel was not a stiletto heel, but it was a flared heel. So those aren't the best on cobblestone.
Yeah, not ideal.
But it was like one of those things where like I don't care, I'm doing it because I like this and I want to look like this and I'm gonna do what I gotta do to wear my outfit because bitch packed it. So
beauty is pain.
It is.
So we like got all cute and dressed up, walked up this hill, took a bus. Now we're back at the very top.
We literally waited for a bus just to go up a hill for like 2 minutes. It was worth it.
It was so worth it. But there was other people that did that too.
Oh yeah, we weren't alone.
And then we had dinner up there.
It was cute up there. We had dinner.
Super cute.
We were like rushing to make Moulin Rouge, which we ended up being much okay.
Yeah, we were totally fine. Yeah, our waiter was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna see my friend. She's dancing tonight. I have like 3 friends."
Oh my god, the Moulin Rouge.
The Moulin Rouge was really cool.
Unreal. Like I knew I was gonna like it, but it was weird. Like there were a few things in it. I'm like, this is weird. Like also like the cultural appropriation in Moulin Rouge is wild. I was like, oh y'all,
absolutely crazy.
Y'all are different out here.
Get with the times.
But like the classic Moulin Rouge stuff was like unreal. Also, I've never seen so many perfect titties in my life.
Like absolute perfection.
And like a part of me kept going, wait, are these real though? Like, do they have some like body plate on?
Yeah.
How are they sitting so nicely?
And then they're like
also the room is
and like
40 degrees, so their nipples stay hard.
Yeah.
That's literally what they do. They have air shooting out like right behind us where we were sitting, which we had really good seats.
We did have really good seats.
And the air was shooting out and it was like freezing, but it made sense because their nipples needed to be hard.
Hot take though, the dancing I don't think was like that insane. I was expecting like
it was like classic can though.
Yeah,
sure.
But I just was expecting to look and see like absolute just insane perfection, like Rockettes kind of vibe. Not the dancing itself, but you know, like the timing, the technique, the
synchronization. Yeah, I think that they prioritize like stage presence and body over your ability to like have perfect technique.
Yeah. And that's not to say like it wasn't a great show and they were good dancers, but the parts that really like wowed me were between every like big number. They have some kind of like, I don't know, crazy aerial act or something like that. Like a specialized act come out. Those were crazy.
Actually jaw-dropping. Like I kept literally, I was just like,
how
whoa!
Are you doing that?
And everyone's just like, whoa! And I'm like, what the fuck? Like if something goes, like Cirque du Soleil.
Yes.
Type.
Like if something goes wrong, what then? What then?
Like someone could die. Like this is actually mad. I keep saying mad, by the way, because we're in Europe. But
absolutely mad.
It was so fun. And then like we told someone at the end of it, which we had like there was like a bottle of champagne on the table for us. Yeah. And it was just like, it was really cute.
It was really fun, yeah.
And then like told some of the guys that it was her birthday and they came over and like gave her kisses and it was like really fun. It was just like, the energy was really fun. And because of the energy, we were like, it's our last night in Paris.
We were
it's
not
Kaylee's birthday now. We've already started drinking. Okay, the night is on. We have to continue.
We were going to go home.
The plan was to have a good early night, to have a good long Disney day. Was not what happened.
Absolutely
not what happened.
Not. So now we're like wandering around. We knew we wanted to go find the famous photo booth.
We went to the famous photo booth.
So we were like, oh, well, we'll go look for that and then maybe we'll pass some like fun things along the way. Well, apparently the photo booth has hours, and you can like kind of crazy.
We got into the photo booth, sat down, and then our card was it the card or like nothing showed up on the screen.
Yeah, and then we were like they literally have posted hours.
It's closed. Who knew? Which is stupid. If you leave it open, you'd make more money.
Yeah, that is silly.
So we literally sit on the street in Montmartre. It's like dead. There's one corner market open where we're at. Everything else
we've walked past all of the things
Lights
that are like popping.
And we're just sitting there, and I'm like, okay, Kaylee, look at those two guys over there. They're speaking in French. I'm sure they know something going on. I'm like, let's just go over there. So we walk over there, and I asked in French, do you speak English? And he was like, not really, basically. And so we go, party. And he was like, oh, and he goes, come on, and he like does this to us.
Yeah, and like took us in the store,
and he walked us into the market, and then took us to the alcohol. We were like, no, we're not spending money. We want to go to a party. Like it was a funny.
We want to go
communication thing.
Party.
So it turned out the guy we were talking to in that moment, his friend owned. Or brother.
Or managed.
I think they all owned them, which was crazy.
That's crazy.
The market. And he's like, come with me. This other guy was going to close. He was like, come with me to meet with my friends. We're like, fuck it, whatever. Let's go.
Yeah.
We walk with him, not that far, to another market. Where it was like this guy that owned it and then a friend, which that guy was fucking fit as shit.
Yeah.
God, he was hot, but he was going
But he had to leave.
He was telling us about how he was going to meet his girl. So that's fine.
Whatever.
He left. Kaylee, I'm at the point, I was doing pretty good of like, I need to be smart because of my Friday hangover, I was like trying to be smart about the drinking. And I was like, we kept telling everyone it was your birthday. And then like he handed you a fucking water bottle of.
No, first he poured me a shot of shitty vodka.
See, this is the thing with the market people because they just look like they have endless alcohol in there. And they just serve themselves.
Oh, because Cutie Boy spoke English.
Cutie Boy spoke English.
Okay, that's why I was like, wait,
because he did his exchange program in Oregon,
which is so crazy.
We
not
met
just
a guy
in Oregon, but in the city, in the little like neighborhood where I teach.
Yeah,
like,
weird shit. I went to elementary school in that city.
Yeah, we both like have connections, and that's
weird. And that's where
it's so weird.
Weird.
So he's like helping us communicate with these guys, and I was like, no, like I can't drink that. I can't drink that. I'm old, like 27.
27?
I can't do that. So then they hand me this water bottle.
It's like a mixed drink?
Yeah, it's like vodka Red Bull or something. And I was like, okay, well, this is
she's drinking that. We're just like chatting with these guys. I think another guy shows up. They end up telling us like, okay, we're going to take you to this party. It's okay. Everything here is open till 6 a.m. It was like 3 something at this point.
Really?
Already, I think. No? 2 something?
I don't think so.
It was pretty late.
I think it was like 1:30, maybe 2. Because Moulin Rouge was done at what? 1?
I think it was like 2 at least. Because there's no way we spent.
I know. That's why I keep
4
saying,
hours in that other bar.
That's why I keep saying, how
long were we there?
What?
I don't think we like can.
No, because we
keep
were home.
track of
we were home by 5 a.m.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
5?
5.
I thought we were still out at 5.
No, because remember we were like, oh, we can only take a nap.
I feel like it was already 5 before we even got in the car.
Got in the car. Or maybe it was 5:30.
Okay, but it was around that time. Yeah. Okay, so we digress. Basically, one of the guys is like, okay, I'm going to close up the market and I'll meet you guys at the bar. So we go with Muhammad and who was your guy? Sophian?
Sophian.
Sophian. My guy was Muhammad. And we, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, you guys are going to want to take your shoes off.
Yeah, we're walking down this huge hill.
Wait, did one of them speak English, or at this point are we doing it through Google Translate?
We're doing it through Google Translate.
That's literally how we communicated this whole night.
Like, they spoke, like, a few words, but literally not
like
we're
enough
not to have
we're
any
not having a
communication.
conversation.
We had to use Google Translate. So we take off our heels, and we're, like, holding our heels. Because they told us to. And this whole walk down this hill, we're like passing the phone back and forth to each other to fucking have a conversation, which honestly was really fun.
Yeah, it was.
And we get to the bottom of the hill, and it's like this major street with a bunch of bars. And we're like, okay, we should probably put our shoes
all these
back
people
on.
around, yeah.
So we both kind of go, I think, to do it. And then I don't know what Sophian did, but Muhammad was like, no. Like, basically stopped me.
They were like, no.
Grabbed my shoes out of my hand, got down on their knees.
And put our heels on.
And strapped fucking on our heels. And we're literally, both of us are like.
Who, me?
And, like, it was, like, in, like, a populated area, too. So, like, people are like,
people are, like, seeing
oh,
this
God.
happen.
And we're like, yeah, like, fucking do it, bitch. And they take us to a bar. Not only just a bar. It's a bar that they kept going brother, but I think and then later they met friends that's like a brother, because through Google Translate he said not blood, and I was like, oh, okay, not blood brothers.
Yeah.
Friend brothers.
So it's like everywhere they take us, they know the owner.
Yeah, and so we go to this bar, and they know the owner, and like we walk straight in. They knew the bouncers, just let us straight in. Walk in, go straight to the bar, talk to his brother.
Yeah.
And then we go to
take us
the
to
VIP
this back room.
And they're like, what do you guys want? Food, drinks? And we're like, champagne?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have champagne. And so we literally just like are being brought whatever we want, basically. Like, honestly, being treated like royalty.
Yeah,
which was
pay for a thing.
Phenomenal.
Just, yeah.
And Kaylee was, like, on one side of this table with Sophion and this other guy. I don't remember his name. We kept calling him Malaga guy.
Malaga guy?
Because remember he had a house in Malaga?
Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa, I forgot about that.
Full circle moment. And then I was with Muhammad and... Sorry, I don't remember your name. But they were on both sides of me, and they were both feeling me, and then both the guys were feeling Kaylee, and it was just like, oh, what's happening? And through Google Translate, they were like, threesome? And I was like, whoa. It's funny because, like, I'll play along for, like, I'm for sure what you'd classify as a tease. Yeah. And I'll own that shit like a I think it's fun. Like, I should be allowed... I'm not promising. It's not like I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this to you tonight. And then just be like, never mind. Which you could do that if you wanted to. Anyway. But, like, I think it's fun. Who
cares? They're men.
Yeah. I should be allowed to flirt all I want. It doesn't mean that I'm going home with you. Like, let's just make that clear. I'm allowed to do that.
Well, and it's nice to not follow through because then it's like, for once, the fucking woman has the power.
True. And they're also, like, obsessed with you now forever.
Yeah.
You're like the one that got away. Yeah, it was fun though. But they just kept like the thing, like the Google Translate. It's funny because Kaylee's on that side and they're all like this, and we're on this side and we're like passing the phone, drinking champagne. One of the guys is like, I'm gonna take you to Ibiza, and we're gonna in the fall. And I'm like, yeah, okay, like take me on a trip. Like this is amazing. I love this. I don't know how we were in that bar for as long as we were.
I have no idea.
They really thought they were gonna follow through though. They thought, oh, for sure, I'm taking these girls home tonight.
To the point where they order us.
Muhammad was the only good guy though.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying the other guys weren't good because I don't actually know them that well. But Muhammad was like, every time we went, no, actually we need to go home. He's like, oh yeah. Let me get you a car.
They ordered us a car.
Muhammad did.
And then when the car gets there, they're all like
and we were like sitting outside for a while at this point waiting for the car to come. It took forever. You kept going like, where's the fucking car? And he's like, it's still 8 minutes away, or like it kept extending the time.
Because here's the thing about me, once sleep is in my vision, it's like,
tell them what you call it.
Almost touch it. My Mimi time.
Mimi time. Once she hits Mimi time, it's game over.
Literally, it's game over. I don't have to be drunk, but I won't remember.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, my brain just, like, shuts off. It's like, oh, time for bed.
Yeah. Bye.
Sometimes, like, we'll have, like, a casual night out. We'll stop at Taco Bell or something. And Mariah will be like, well, don't you remember blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
no. She was
in the Mimi zone. Time. Like, no.
It's gone. It's out of the memory. And we were...
It's not in my brain.
Outside at this point. Kaylee's, like, about to get in a fight with these guys. I'm sitting on the sidewalk, like, guys, what the fuck? Kaylee's, like, getting in a fight back there.
Well, because we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this car.
They were so sad, like,
and then they're
my
like
boys
trying to get in it, and I'm like, get the.
Oh, what I did do though.
Get the F away from me.
What I did do though, before when we were sitting outside, I was like, what I would really like is for you two to kiss, because I just like fucking with guys. I think it's funny. Like, let me just like.
Yeah.
And they were like, in the translator, I'm like, I want to watch you two like kiss, and they were just like, oh no, oh, like, you know, they get so uncomfortable. It was a religious thing for them. Which, like, like a Muslim thing. Which, like, I respect religions, but I don't respect religions if they oppress groups of people. Mm. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
But at the same time, I still, if that's your belief, like, what am I going to do? Like, force you to fucking kiss each other? Yeah. No, it wasn't like that. It was just, like, playing fun at it.
Do it!
Yeah, and they just kept going. They were like, oh my god. I think they just thought it was, like, it's not like they were getting upset. They just thought it was funny. Like, oh my god, she, like, really wants us to. Like, this is so crazy. And I'm just, like, shooting the shit at that point, you know? And they were just like, wait, no, are we coming with you? Are we coming? I'm like, no. But we did tell them.
We were like, we're going to Disneyland tomorrow.
Guess who wants to come with us to Disneyland now? The group of guys. They want to come with us to Disneyland.
We're like, we tell them our exam.
Honestly, we were down.
I was like, we're leaving at this time. We're going to get there at this time.
It's serious. This is no joke.
Like, if you want to go to Disneyland, like, you better not slow me down. Like, this
but we were also down because they were, for one, like, it was fun. It's fun to have, like, one, guys, like, swooning over you, obsessed with you, and then also just, like, buying you everything. Like, we would have gone to Disneyland and they would have just bought us whatever we wanted.
Damn, that's so true.
Which would have been really fun. But
and they're literally like, we're like, okay, we're getting on the metro at this time. Like, you can meet us there, you can meet us at Disneyland. But they're like, no. Like, we're going to get an
We're
Uber.
gonna get an
We're
Uber
going
and
to come
pick you
pick you
up.
up.
Because we had our luggage with us. Because we were going straight from Disneyland to the airport, so we had to bring all of our luggage, which was like, oh, great. We just get to load it in the Uber.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be so nice. We don't have to, like, truck it because they don't have Paris is not accessible. So if you
Not at all.
are disabled in any way and you...
Paris is not for you.
It's not. Like, you're going to have to Uber everywhere because you cannot... Even that. There's stairs everywhere.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy. Like, you would think that the Metro would start to implement some accessible
They
options.
have, like, some stations that have elevators, but then...
But then how does that make any sense? You have some,
how am I
but
supposed
then
to
how
get
are
around
you...
if I can only...
Crazy. Yeah. Like, we just were like, this is crazy how many stairs you have to take with your luggage. And, like...
So we're like, great. We don't have to deal with the luggage thing. We don't have to deal with the Metro.
Yeah.
You're going to pick us up. Like, fine, we'll see you in the morning. Bye. Like...
Perfect. And we are like, okay, we're going to go to sleep for, like, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah. We
Go
get
straight to
back,
Disney.
and we had 2 hours to sleep before we were going to get up. And we had a, like, flight scare on our last trip. Like, woke up at the last minute, could have missed our flight. So we were, like, taking our alarms really seriously.
Yeah.
We both set 1 billion alarms.
Didn't work.
Did not work.
Bitches slept in. Bitches slept through it all.
We
Bitches
wake
slept
up at-
through alarms. Bitches slept through calls from the guys.
Yeah. Mariah wakes up at, like, 11 and is like, Kaylee.
I think it was the same thing I said to you in London when we did it. It was like, Kaylee, we fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, that's always just like, I'm like, I wake up, I jolt, because my body obviously knows, wait, you were supposed to be awake.
Yeah.
Look at the clock, and I'm like, we fucked up. We fucked up.
We big fucked up this time. Because we already were, like, gonna have a short Disney day. We were gonna get there at 9.
Pretty short Disney day.
We were gonna leave at, like, 4:30. And that's a short Disneyland day.
Yeah.
You know?
We go open to close.
Yeah.
So
We're at Disneyland for, like, 18 hours.
So
we're like, shit. Well,
the guys
I
were
guess
like, are
we
you
already
awake?
bought-
The messages from them were like, we're coming. Are you awake? Are you going to be ready? Like, it was just like, I'm like, were they literally standing outside? Which I still don't have the full answer on that.
Yeah.
But, like, were they literally standing outside, like, waiting for us to come down with the Uber? Like,
We'll never know.
we'll never know. But sorry, boys. Sorry, we slept in.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
That would have been fun.
It would have been fun. But honestly, we end up, it took an hour to get there, hour and a half.
Yeah, it takes an hour to get to Disneyland by Metro. So we're, like, hustling to get ready. Thank God we were, like, mostly packed up.
Yeah, we were
the
pretty
night before.
prepared, thankfully. But
We get there. We
have
like
to pay to store our luggage.
pay for our bags and all that. And we literally were at Disneyland for 3 hours.
But we
Like,
did
there
a lot.
was no not going. We had already bought tickets. Like, it was the plan for the day. And we did almost every single thing we wanted to do.
It was a pretty successful run.
Yeah.
And then had to, like,
I got a free
damn.
sweatshirt.
Yeah, tell them how you got it from sweatshirt. Because I still don't know if I fully believe that it was given.
Well, I don't know that I do either. So
Blame it on the language barrier.
truly though.
Yeah.
So I got a Disney gift card from one of my students like a year ago. And what am I going to do? Like, use it if I'm not at Disneyland? I've just been, like, saving it.
Right.
So I was like, oh, great. Like, we can pay for our food or whatever. Like, that can be my souvenir. And on our way out, I, like, pick out my sweatshirt I want. I take it up. And the gift card's not working. And the guy, like, calls his manager. His manager tries it. And he's like, oh, I think, like, maybe it just only works in America. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I won't get the sweatshirt. Like, it's not a big deal. So I start walking away with it. And then I'm like, oh, I'm still holding the sweatshirt.
Yeah.
So I, like, walk back to go give it to the guy. And he's like, oh, no, it's okay.
And then I was standing outside. At this point, she comes walking out with it. And I'm like, are you going to take it? I was like, oh, she's going to steal it. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, we're doing it. Let's go.
Run.
And she was like, oh, no, he said to take it. And I'm like, there's no fucking
He definitely didn't
way.
say to take it, but I, like, offered
But
multiple times. I was like, I'm giving it
Like, what else
back
would
to
you, what else would he have meant? Like
go put it back on the
On the
hanger?
hanger?
Like, I don't know.
I don't think that's what he would have meant.
Yeah,
And I'm just
so-
thinking maybe they're just different out of America. They're like, you know what? It's fine. Take the sweatshirt.
Yeah, maybe he's like, it's your birthday. Your
Yeah,
gift
so
card
she's
didn't
like,
work.
Well, it's mine now. Let's go. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, shit.
Yeah, so I got a free sweatshirt from Disneyland Paris.
Yeah, I bet.
And then we got on the metro. We went to the airport. Oh. We went to the airport.
What happened at the airport? That was that? Was that night?
Yeah.
I fucking hate this airline. I literally was about to fucking...
She was gonna...
I was like, I was pissed.
I was like, oh, we're done. Like, we're not gonna recover from this. She's not gonna...
Oh, I always recover. I always push through. It literally took me, 2 minutes to, like, bounce back? But, like...
We just had to get through security.
It was just so fucking annoying. Like, walking through, and they're like, oh, no, you have to go check that. And I walk out, and I'm like, what? No. So I, like, consolidated some of my stuff into... Because I was, like, holding shoes. So I was like, okay, let me, like, put everything away. Go back through. She lets us through. So I'm like, cool, I'm good. We get to the next checkpoint. They have fucking a million people trying to stop you. She's like, put your bag in there. And I'm like, my bag's not going to fucking fit in the sizer. It's literally this big.
It literally is the smallest thing I've ever seen.
I barely even try. I was like, whatever. Okay, fine. I'll just
I
fucking
have
check
a really
it.
small suitcase, and mine, like, barely.
Yeah, and so I'm like, whatever, fuck it. You know what? I'm not going to deal with it. Let me just check it and, like, get this fucking over with. Waited in line for fucking ever. At least we had our fucking cards at this point.
So
and then
true.
checked my bag. She was like, oh, it's over 10 kilograms. It's going to be even more money to check. Do you want to try to take stuff out? I'm like, and do what? Like,
do what with it?
You want to take stuff out of, like, no.
She was really sweet and calming, though.
She was, but you know, like, when you're in that, just, like, I hate this airline so much because of all the shit that you're making me do. So it's like everyone's the enemy. I wasn't being rude, though. I would never be mean to I just can't do that. But I wanted to be mean, but I wasn't. So I was like, you know what? Just fucking take the card. Like, I can't. And then once that was gone, I was like, okay, whatever. Let's fucking go.
But then there's...
Oh, yeah, you tried to get back out.
I tried to get out of the line because I was like, shit, they're going to stop me too and, like, make me pay for my bag. Because I was good to go. The lady...
She had gotten the
both
approval,
ladies
but she
told
was
me I
waiting
was
in
good.
line with me.
So then I go to get out of line.
And she gets, like, told no.
Yeah, the security guard, like, starts yelling at me. And I'm like, no, like,
no,
she says I'm good. He's like, I don't speak English. No.
And it's just like, oh my God. So we literally had to go all the way back out. I don't even know how to explain this to you without you being able to see this.
It's like,
it's
after you pay, you literally could take 20 steps and be in security if you go this way.
They don't let you.
Or you go all the way back around all of the counters.
Through all the checkpoints that I already had mentioned before. So we had to do checkpoint again. We finally get into security. Once we got through security,
we did get put in, like, the
we did get put in, like, a good,
the, like, priority
turbo
line.
security line, which was nice. But I was fucking livid. And you know what makes me even more mad is when you get on the plane and look at how massive the fucking overhead bins are. I'm like, are you actually shitting me? It's not like I'm not talking like I'm trying to take on a huge bag. It wasn't that much bigger than everyone else's.
Yeah.
Not to the point of where it would be like...
It's a very normal American size
It's a normal
carry-on
bag. It's literally classified as that. And I think, like, it's 1.5 inches bigger. It's not that crazy. And then easily would fit in the overhead. I'm like, I just paid how much when it would have literally just fit in there so easily.
Yeah.
And there's so much room. So that's what's annoying. Like, if I would have got on the plane and been like, oh, okay. Yeah, it wouldn't have fit. Okay, I get it. But it would have.
Yeah.
But... I don't know.
Before we got on the plane, our Paris boys were checking on us.
They were checking in. But yeah, like when we got, I don't know, there's airports, like when you're traveling internationally, like you're sweating, it's hot. Like I can't connect to the Wi-Fi. I'm hungry.
You've just been like lugging your suitcase through cobblestone and upstairs.
It's rough. Like it's those TikToks that's like what you don't see. Like the parts of Euro Summer you don't see.
When I post about my Europe trip.
Yeah, like there are, and it's like, again, we're not complaining, like we're so lucky to have been able to do that, but there are moments where you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
But you stay, like the bounce back is because I'm getting on a plane to Spain, like I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna live.
Like I think I'll be okay. Like it's annoying in the moment, but it's like whatever. I feel like the battery's gonna die soon. But this is basically the end, because we'll pick back up with the flight to Spain. Y'all are gonna want to listen to the next episode. It's gonna be 2 parts. If Paris was this long, it's been 1.5 hours at least. At least it might be more. Spain might be 2 parts, so just stay tuned.
Yeah, if you're a lad, get ready.
Watch your fucking back, because we're coming for you guys. And we're spilling all of the tea.
All
and we're not holding anything back. Yeah, talking about you.
Harry.
Thank you so much for listening or watching the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah. That is Kaylee. This was our Paris travel episode. Stay tuned for our next episode. It'll be on Spain. We have new episodes every Wednesday, and the next, I don't know how many episodes for this foreseeable future will be travel episodes. So enjoy them while they last. Bye.
Bye.